After flying my kite from third grade and nursing you back to health, will you be my mistress? Stay tuned as we discuss episodes 5 through 8. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Claire Hair Bridgerton edition. So we're going to get right into it. We'll spend the first 10 minutes doing a recap, and then we're going to do the last 5 minutes. It's going to be like my miniature review. And so I'm just going to break this out in pieces because I feel like the longer videos they take too long to edit, and then also I feel like you guys like little bits and pieces. So just keep an eye out throughout the day as we discuss. So I'm going to be doing a recap. Last time on Bridgerton, basically, after things got hot and steamy between Sophie and Benedict, I don't even want to eat an omelet anymore. He's so aggravating. Okay, sorry, focus. Anyways, but basically, he's been stalking her since then. Sorry, following her progressively, stalking her and saying, "Hey, what's your answer?" And of course, she's just avoiding him, which I'm just like, you're in the same house. You can only avoid them so much. Plus, you're the maid. I don't know. Anyways, so basically what ended up happening was that Lady Whistlepin, that's what I nicknamed her, since Penelope is now out in the open as Lady Whistledown. So basically she didn't name names, but you could tell who they were talking about. So his cooks, yes, that's his name. Basically he has a side chick who he has passions with, and so the Tone finds out about it. I'm just like, I'm telling you, we don't need these phones. Like, they were spreading rumors so quickly. It wasn't a rumor, that was a fact. And so, basically, that ended up happening. And then Lady Monrich is now professional lady in waiting for the queen. And my thing is the uniform just looks very stuffy. And then it's white. And then that's a lot of pressure. A white uniform. And then the wig, I can understand, because I was a wig wearer for a little bit. So I can understand that. But it was just a lot of, the outfit just seems very much like... And then the queen will ask you questions for no reason. I'm just like, oh, it is. Like I said, it is. That would have been me. Anyways. And then I think too is just that, are they like really the ladies in waiting, are they just accessories to their life? Like, I don't know. Plus she's married, so I guess that'll be her job during the day, while her husband, who's a boxer, I don't know. Anyway, so what ends up happening is that Michaela's still in town. Michaela is John Kilmalton, basically the husband of Franny. And basically they're up to the morning 5 o'clock talking or blah blah because they're cousins or whatever, and so Francesca's getting mad. She's like, well, I want to do breakfast at 9 o'clock. She's like, oh, we could just push it back and we can have a brunch or whatever. So, well, that's how. So they're arguing back and forth, and I get it, because to me, like, no offense, but somebody's sorry, let me get my practice back, but some of these female cousins, I don't like using that word, ugh, this is Women's Month, but some of these female cousins be thinking that they male cousins is their man. Trust me, I've had to deal with that a couple of times in the past. Like, please move on. And also, Sweet Home Alabama. Anyways, but so they finally get that there, and then with Eloise, they're speaking with Eloise. Like I said, Eloise is still one of my favorite characters. I know a lot of people got mad at her. I'm going to be going in and out the accent for the rest of the season. So I know a lot of people got mad at her for what she did last season with being mad at Penn. If you don't tell people that your lady was down, I will. And I'm just like, I mean, I can see where she getting mad at. And plus, Eloise has always been that person who has been like a background character. So with her being friends with Penn, now she has to be to the front. So I can kind of understand why she gets upset with that. Anyways, so the side chick comes and meets with Lady Bridgerton, which is Penelope. I love hearing that. She meets with her. She said, I was going to put the money away until he finds somebody younger, brighter. And you ruined all my plans. I was like, first things first. This man was married when you met him. Number two, like, I'm not trying to give a speech to side chicks and side men, side roosters everywhere, but there's always going to be a time that you know that this person is going to go back to their partner, or you're going to be found out. Like, that's kind of part of the appeal for y'all, that y'all like that. Will they, won't they? You don't know whether or not this person is going to come and find you guys out. So I don't know why there was such a, like, how could you break up our affair of our affair? What? It's crazy. Anyways, but she's gonna put the money away, and I guess use that for the future notice. And Penelope ruined all of that. I was like, okay. Anyway, so his cox is drowning in his own drink, and his wife was told him to end things with his mistress, and My thing is that like you're just like I love her so much. It's like, no, you don't. You want to know what love is? Before I finish the second half of this summary, love is when you couldn't imagine a day where you do not hear their voice or feel their presence. That is love. You kind of like her a little bit, but you don't, because you didn't give her no money. Like, what kind of side chick don't have any money? I'm not trying to give y'all a license, but Claire told me to get money. I'm just saying, like, what type of side chick has no money? Like, he don't like you too much. You're not set up. Anyways, so basically they're talking about suitable to kiss me, like basically talking about virtue. I thought that was really cool. Some of the soliloquies in this one, where they're doing a speech and a performance, like I really want y'all to know, besides all the nonsense and them taking forever, I guess my niece got to graduate high school for me to get the next season, but outside of that, the writing is impeccably done. So there was a couple of soliloquies that I like, suitable to kiss me. So anyways, so they're hosting a party, which they always do. They're always hosting a ball. It's like they didn't have cable, so that makes sense. They're holding a party, and Michaela has this beautiful red dress on. I was like, I know that's right. But anyways, so Francesca is basically trying to hook her up with somebody else so she can give a distraction to her. So she's like, can you get off my man? We're newlyweds and you keep talking to him. And I can understand the possessiveness, because like, to me, I feel like when you think about the last time you was in a fresh relationship, and you're in a fresh relationship, and like their male cousin or female cousin is like all over it. I was like, can you back up? You've had them for the first ever of their life. Like, let me get 2 seconds in. But it's always about insecurity. But she tries to hook her up, and then Kill Martin is just like, hey, John is just like, hey, like, I told you not to hook her up with anything. You need to go apologize, because she doesn't want to be dealt with anybody that's another. Which me personally, like, whether or not a person is married or not is no one's business. I know we've somehow meddled it into regular conversation, but it's indeed personal life. Personal life means privacy to an individual. Y'all just like personal life means reality TV for us to consume. Two different things. Anyway, so Gregory and Hyacinth dance to the first dance recital. So Gregory's dimple, so the babies are so cute. I think I resonate with them because I'm the baby girl of my family, and I have a little brother. So like, it's just like we're pretty much here to learn from everybody's mistakes. No, don't play with it. But I get how they can feel like left out, because it's just like, as number 4 out of 5, by the time they got to me, they're like, all right now. Ooh, we don't gotta do this no more. I was like, hello, you still gotta finish with me. You still gotta finish raising me. Oh, okay, I guess I gotta learn things on my own. Okay. So I definitely feel like Gregory and Hyacinth like elbowing their way through, trying to figure out things. And then Lady Penn, so basically the queen summons her, which is not really a summons, it's more of like, you get over here, you lose your head, which I know she wouldn't, but basically she's saying that, hey, how come you're not naming names? Or you're taking the fun out of it? And Penelope's basically saying, well, I want to retire. And the queen is just like, no, of course not. So basically now Francesca has to go and apologize to Michaela about trying to set her up with that man. And my thing is that I don't like what they're doing with Francesca's character. There's something so like they're making her into this like mean, territorial, meaty head. I don't like it. I don't like what they're doing with her character. Anyways, so Benedict ends up checking on Sophie to see how she's doing, just to check how she's doing. I'm just like, no, you're not. You're trying to see why, what did you do wrong? And I was like, you asked her to be a mistress and then try to single her out. Anyways, so Mama B and Marcus, basically they have their situationship going on, so they're trying to work that out. And then Benedict says how he's but Benedict admits that he's fallen in love with her, and he wishes that things were different, which honestly, like, I know people don't like Benedict and his smile, but I truly felt the earnestness in him. Like, I felt it. Like, this is the first time I can say, this is the first time I truly seen him truly like say his affections and it meant something. You know, like, it truly felt like I felt it off of him when he said it. He was like kind of like a relief, but he's been holding it this whole time. That's love. When it feels like you feel like the other person's like, oh, finally, now I can stop. You know, I can stop holding it. Like even just holding it, whatever. So Lady Monrich is on the corner listening because this is at a ball that this happened at, which I'm just like, why do I keep doing this at a ball? So that was the recap for episode 5. Me personally, I feel like this episode could have been thrown in with the first half. Like you'll see as I review the other episodes, like this one could have been thrown in the first half. I do like the fact that Sophie is bent on letting him know that this is not okay. She wasn't like, I understand you asked me to be your mistress, but that wasn't quite. Sophie's like, if you ever known me at all, you would know that to never ask me that question. I was like, holding his feet to the fire. And as someone who's watching at home, I feel like this is parallel to Love is Blind as well, where people are so surprised that when somebody, I think it was Amber from a previous season, and her fiance was like, I won't say entertaining, but had a message from his ex, and then like she found out about it, and she's like, why would you entertain it? And like she was holding his feet to the fire, and people were just like, move on, you're dragging it, girl. I was like, you have to, like, no offense, but when this goes for men and women, you have to let people know. Like that's why whenever I hear people, not trying to minimize people's situations, but whenever I hear somebody talking about so and so took place, or this how it took place, I was like, oh, it's because you're not running a tight ship yet. Come with me. I run a tight ship, okay? I make people walk the plank daily. I was like, if you do that again, I'm making you walk the plank and I'm pushing you off. I don't care if I'm rowing the boat and I'm doing the spyglass job. Is that a job? I'm not sure. But I don't care if it's me running this boat by myself. I'm making you walk that plank. It's funny because as tight as I run this ship is always full. It's always full. Someone's always eager to get on the ship that I'm running. Like it's crazy. It's a tight ship, but people will be like, Claire, hey, I want to join the ship. I was like, really? It's really strict around here. I don't know if you want to join it, but all right, come on down. You know, but I can definitely say like with running a tight ship, like you need to understand her throwing her feet. Like I feel like a man who loves you is a man who respects you. So I feel like with him saying, hey, will you be my mistress? I was like, my thing is like, I'd rather him have said, I guess we could never be. I'd rather him have said that. Like with you saying mistress, like you literally said, you basically saying, I can't make you head chef, but be my, I don't even know what the equivalent is at. Yeah, I can't be my head chef, but you can be my sous chef or something. Like, I want head chef position. Like, why do you give me sous chef? That is not the same. Hitchcock's part was hilarious. Like, the way it was handled, the side chick coming to Penn and saying, how could you? I wanted to set him up. I was like, I'm sorry, baby girl. Next time for the side chick package, make sure you get the premium. Make sure you get the premium package, because why are you coming to me? I'm not doing nothing but telling what God already saw, or whoever y'all believe in already saw. All right, I'm not telling you what anything that they saw y'all cheating. Stop it. I have on here too. I really like the fact that Michaela does not, I wouldn't say not need no man, but like I love the fact that she's just full of life. Like women like that, they are going to need a special man to be married to them, because they'll stifle that energy very quickly. Like a lot of men, no offense, will sit there and see someone like Michaela and be like, the one dude described her, oh, she's quite a woman of passion, is she not? They'll see you have this passion, they'll see you shining, like, I wonder how I can turn that off. Perfect. You know, like some just like like someone like Michaela, like you gotta be careful with someone like Michaela. You have to be careful with that. And then definitely the queen coming to Lady Penn and be like, hey, Lady Penn, Penelope saying like, oh, you're not naming names, it's not fun anymore. It's like, well, you were so intent on unmasking her that you forgot the main source, that you want good gossip and you don't even know what's going on. And the final ones, I don't like what they're doing with Francesca's character. Like they're making her seem like she's just this possessive baby fever struck girl, and I'm just like, she's just trying to figure things out. And with her being introverted, it's just there's something so crazy about how they're portraying her. I'm not a fan of that. And then I have one here too was I have on here too with Mama being her situationship. Like, I love the fact that, like, at the end of the day, we're just girls, you know? Like, her having a situationship is hilarious. This lady's been married for how long and been a widow for even longer? Because I want to say Antony was like, what, 17 when her father passed, so almost 20 years, I want to say, that she's been by herself. But stay tuned for the next episode.